Hello fellow mutants, welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to talk about the Season 2 finale of Star Wars Mandalorian. So, this off the bat, I felt like this was a pretty good episode. It wasn't a great episode, in my opinion. I mean, it was definitely an epic episode. My favorite episode is still the Ahsoka episode. But this episode was still a pretty good episode, to say not the least. So, this is where we actually see Din Djarin, who is commonly referred to as Mando, start actually mounting a rescue mission to get Grogu back. It is Mando, Boba, and Boba's sidekick. And then we also see Mando recruiting Bo-Katan and her the Night Owls. And I love how we get to see like this little back and forth between Bo-Katan and Boba, because Bo-Katan knows that Boba is not a actual. He is an actual person, but I love how, like, she acknowledges, okay, yeah, you're a clone. I fought with men, that's your face, your voice. You're not a real Mandalorian, you don't deserve that armor. And I don't know why, but last episode when Boba says, with the whole face recognition thing subjects, he said, let's just say they probably will recognize my face. For some reason, I was zeroing in on Django's face is what he was referring to. I did not even think about, as my cat is photo bombing this video, I did not even think they meant the clone troopers. I don't know why that did not come in. Especially since I'm a fan of the Clone Wars show. That's like my favorite Star Wars show. So, yeah, Bo-Katan goes to add that view, and now lower it so you guys can see Nemo. And so, it only lasts like a minute where Boba and the Night Owls has their differences. And I don't know where, like, the guy on the Night Owls went, because I have not seen him at all this episode. So what, did he leave? The Night Owls? Did they leave him behind? I don't know. But, so, they go mount a rescue mission with Baby Yoda, or Grogu. So it was the ladies does that attacking. Woman power, but it wasn't like up in our faces, and it wasn't like, really, you're gonna do that over story taking? No, telling? No, it was that because, like, it honestly made sense. It honestly made sense. Granted that they have no armor like Boba and Mando, and for sure they could have, like, any one of those ladies could have easily died. Could have, but they didn't. So, the Force was really with them. And so, Mando, after some time passed, gets out of the ship, and, he fights a Death Trooper. And he gets his staff and goes for the neck. Guess that's, like, really the only place that he can kill the Death Troopers. And then we don't really see Boba. We don't really see Boba until, like, way later in the episode. But he's in the Slave One, and at any point, Boba could have easily went in the ship and helped out. Like, But I guess he was in the slave once just in case if they needed to make a quick escape, which ultimately makes a lot of sense. So yeah, really, we don't really get a lot of Boba Fett in this episode. And then we see Moff Gideon with Baby Yoda extending the I know this is not the Darksaber, but extending the Darksaber to Grogu. For argument's sake, Nemo's gonna be Grogu. Say hi, Nemo. Okay, whatever. And he said, Moff Gideon says, "Well, my job here is done. All I want is this blood. It's really gifted. He can go." Mando, being an idiot, believed Moff Gideon. And Moff Gideon and Mando, gets into a fight. Mando wins. Mando takes Moff Gideon and Grogu to where the ladies are at. And Bo-Katan is insulted. It's disappointing because Mando beat Moff Gideon and not her. Which means that he's the rightful heir to Mandalore. I always thought you had to kill that person to be the rightful heir. I guess I was wrong. And I kind of figured Mando would not be interested in ruling Mandalore. So he gives the saber to Bo-Katan saying, "Here you go. I'm not interested in challenging. I forfeit. Here you go." And Bo-Katan refuses because the story has more power than the saber. And yeah, I would have just shut up and took the saber. But then we see a bunch of the Death Troopers coming back on board the Star Destroyer. And we see an X-Wing going after things seem dire. And there were two Jedi that I thought of when I saw the X-Wing. Because I said, okay, if there's going to be a Jedi, this will be it. Especially with there only be one X-Wing. At first I thought it was Ahsoka. And yes, I know Ahsoka is not really technically a Jedi. I consider her more of a Grey Jedi. But I thought she was going to have a change of force saying, yeah, the Force deemed me worthy to be Grogu's master. And then I realized, then something told me no. I don't think it would be Ahsoka. As much as I would love to see Ahsoka taking on a Padawan, her being the first Grey Jedi Master and Grogu being the first Grey Jedi Padawan of Disney canon, I don't think it's Ahsoka. And like I said before, Ahsoka, they could easily make Ahsoka being the first Grey Jedi out of canon. She might not be the first Grey Jedi in general, but she could be the first Grey Jedi that we get introduced to in Disney canon. But anyways, so I said to myself, since it's not Ahsoka, it has to be Luke motherfucking Skywalker, which is why I'm wearing the suit, because even though this is Kingdom Hearts and Star Wars crossover, Sora is supposed to represent Luke. And I was saying, don't tell me that was Luke. And then once I saw the green saber, I said, oh snap, that is Luke! And then I looked, when he was doing his thing, I saw the hilt. I said, the blade does not give it away. The hilt does. And I was like, oh shit! Oh crap! Oh no! It's Luke motherfucking Skywalker! And he was being a badass. Dealing with the Death Troopers. It's like, oh. It's just, oh! And I was so happy to see Luke Skywalker be a badass. And then when we saw the doors get lowered and see Luke come out with his hood down, taking off his hood, Mando asks, are you a Jedi? And Luke says, yes, I am. And then he extends, after a few moments, extends his hand to Grogu saying, come here, child. And then Luke said to Mando, he's waiting for your permission. This is on the already touching scene. Seeing Luke Skywalker, even though his face is CGI, but I don't care. Seeing the already touching scene of Luke Skywalker, we see Mando remove his helmet for Grogu. I was like, oh, this scene is, oh god, and I felt like me on the verge of crying. And then we hear Luke saying, I will protect this child with my life. And if that was not enough, after like Mando puts Grogu down, I feel like it's like afterwards, R2D2 comes along. It's like, oh god, it's really hard not to geek out right now. It's really hard not to let the feels get me and overtake me. And I watched that scene a few times. I watched that part a few times for actually continuing, and tears went down my face. And I watched this early in the morning. Like I started at like 2:50, and it was like too early or too late in the day or whatever to make a review because my father was sleeping, so I couldn't be using my normal voice. And so we did not really see R2D2 doing anything in the sequel trilogy. In The Force Awakens, it was powered off. In The Last Jedi, all R2 really did was show Luke, like when he first saw Leia, how asking Obi-Wan Kenobi to help her and her father and the rebels fighting the rebellion against the Empire. And in Rise of Skywalker, sure he was with in Poe's X-Wing, but Luke did Poe did like really all the fighting. I'm sorry, R2, but hold on, jump cut. But my point is that even when we did see R2D2 doing some things in the sequel trilogy, which was helping being Poe's co-pilot in the final battle of Rise of Palpatine, as I like to call Episode 9, and showing Luke an old footage of his sister, R2 didn't really do anything in the sequel trilogy compared to like what he did in the prequels, what he did in the original trilogy, what he did in the Clone Wars. And I feel like he did more in that single episode that we got to see him in Rebels than he did in the sequel trilogy. Like, it was more of a significant value, I feel like, in my opinion. So, and even with Luke, I feel like this Luke was more of like the Luke Skywalker, than the sequel trilogy version. Granted that in my review of Rise of Palpatine, as I like to call it, I did say that the Luke that we got in Episode 9, I feel like it was more of the Luke Skywalker that we knew from the original trilogy than the Last Jedi. And I still stand by that statement. It felt more like Luke, but this was purely Luke. This was purely Luke right here in this moment. And I was saying, and I cried. I literally cried. There was a few tears coming out, and I was like, that was so special being able to see Luke. And it wasn't not Sebastian Shaw or Sebastian Stan. It wasn't Sebastian Stan. At least not to my knowledge. It was Luke, but with CGI face. And he sounded like the Mark Hamill version. Like Return of the Jedi. And I was like, oh, this is touching. Being able to see the green lightsaber was enough badass. And then, this scene was, like even though Luke was one of the Jedi that me and a lot of people were calling, I did not expect myself to have these feels, like as much as I do. Season 1 was pretty decent. Season 2 was full of cameos. If you take the if you take away the hype of the cameos, this season was decent, pretty good. It wasn't the best Star Wars season I've seen. Out of Mandalorian, Rebels, and Clone Wars, but it was still pretty good. And like I said earlier, say what you want about the episode itself, whether it's good, bad, or eh. You gotta admit, seeing Luke Skywalker and R2-D2. Oh, it was so good. It warmed my heart in so many ways. It was good. I am totally speechless of how to I don't know how to express my thrill, my feelings of seeing Luke Skywalker. And the first night, me, present party included, a lot of people enjoy seeing. And I even made a Star Wars character that, yes, I mentioned a few times. Actually, technically two. That was both Luke Skywalker's princesses. Sure, one of them went to the dark side and tried to bring the Sith back because they were twin brothers. One kept being a Jedi, but both of them, the first Force-wielding teacher was Luke Skywalker. So even, the Nemo Calrissian in me and the Rico Calrissian in me. Nemo Calrissian... My cat was being weird. But the Nemo Calrissian in me being the Jedi, and it's Rico Calrissian in me, the Jedi, the other Calrissian brother that turned to the dark side. Both were like, oh, it's great to see my old master again. I heard that, for some reason I heard their voices say, oh, it's great to see my old master again. It was like, oh. And I made those two characters for TikTok so I can make more TikTok videos, more Star Wars TikTok themed videos. So, and then the credits rolled out. So it was good. It was ended with Luke, R2, and Grogu going off with each other. And I really did enjoy Mando taking off his helmet at least one last time. And then, if that wasn't good enough, we get a shot at Jabba's palace on Tatooine. And we see Boba's sidekick taking out a few people, releasing a Twi'lek prisoner. Freeing a Twi'lek prisoner. And then Boba comes in, and we see Jabba's right-hand man taking the place of Jabba. And says, he surprises Jabba. I mean, not Jabba. Boba. He says, Boba! It's great to see you. I thought you were dead. And as he was saying all that, before he could finish his full sentence, what he was going to say, Boba just shoots him, takes Jabba's right-hand man off the throne, and sits on the throne, and that's when the episode ends. And then it says, the Book of Boba comes in 2021 or something like that. Something along the... I don't know if it's an actual book of Boba Fett or a show that we're getting that's going to be called Book of Boba Fett or a Book of Boba. But we're getting more Boba. And it was oh god, this is great. This is really great. Like I said, say what you want about this episode as a whole. Which I found it to be pretty good. Pretty action-packed, pretty decent. But seeing Luke Skywalker, R2-D2, again, so heartwarming. I don't know how to convey my words, my how I feel into words. But you can, but one word that I can express, like, comes to mind for sure, that partially matches what I feel, is special. It's really, really special. Like that, I did not expect the Luke Skywalker cameo. Hold on. I did not expect the Luke Skywalker cameo to hit me as hard as it did, in a good way. And I even seen that Star Wars Girls live stream yesterday, or earlier today, technically. And she was crying when she saw Luke Skywalker. She was crying. Happy tears. So and one of my good friends said that he was crying when he saw that. Happy tears too. So I'm happy I'm not the only one who felt that way with Luke Skywalker. My only speculation for like season 3 is, now that Mando is the ruler of Mandalore, season 3, now that he doesn't have to take care of Grogu, that he will help Bo-Katan take over Mandalore, and some way, somehow, they're gonna find some way to bypass the whole Black Saber rule that Moff Gideon said in this episode. But yeah, this episode was pretty decent. Pretty good. A Luke Skywalker and R2-D2 cameos messing with my heartstrings even now. Even like 6 hours later after watching it. So yeah, have you guys seen the season finale of Mandalorian season 2? And what do you guys think about this episode? And what's your favorite part to this episode and the season? My favorite parts was Ahsoka and Luke. Plain and simple. But what are your guys' favorite parts to the season and to this episode? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Love you all. Have a wonderful day. May the Force be with you all. And love you. And be kind to one another. Remember, be kind to one another.